I started diving actually in high school on a family holiday to the Comores. I thought, you know, why not, let's give it a go. And oh man, I was absolutely completely addicted right from that moment. When I took the first breath on the water, I was like completely hooked. I've always had a great passion for apex predators. You know, even as a child growing up on the farm, you know, we had lots of leopard, for example. And I really enjoyed, you know, having close encounters with them, you know, and sharing a close environment. It didn't take long for me to also, you know, get quite interested in the apex predators of the ocean, which I then did and started working with the tiger sharks and the oceanic blacktips. South Africa has got some incredible gems when it comes to diving. You know, our coastline, the actual, you know, variety. And the first time I did my actual real sardine run was 2007. And yeah, that was a turning point in my life. From that year on, and it's next year will be 15 years, I have lived my life in sardine run increments, literally. So you are sitting with the two top animal migrations in the world, you know, together at the same place, at the same time. The sardine run itself, which is the largest migration on the planet. And next to that, we've got the humpback migration, humpback whales, which is the longest migration in the world. There's no place else that you have that combination, you know, it really is just spectacular. The sardine run really is like immersing yourself in like a Blue Planet documentary, with the exception that you're not just seeing it and hearing it, you know, off speakers, you are actually feeling it as well. When the dive bombing gannets hit the water, you know, you actually feel the pressure waves as they hit it. The clicking and the whistling of the dolphins flying past you. It is just like an underwater orchestra, and you are in the middle of it. You know, you are experiencing it firsthand. The sardine run basically starts on the southeastern coastline of South Africa. You have billion-strong shoals of these bait fish that move up the coastline and slowly start pushing in closer and closer inshore. They eventually make their way up right up to Durban into the KZN coastline, even further north as far as Maputo in Mozambique, there's been reports. We operate on the wild coast of South Africa. The area that we operate from is called the Mboyki River Lodge in the Mboyki River Valley, which is probably one of the most beautiful places in South Africa. It is an absolute pristine, untouched coastline. We are very much in the middle of nowhere there. So we've got the added advantage of not having, you know, 10, 20 other boats also racing for the same stuff, also trying to get through the launch in the morning. You know, we are very secluded, which has got a great advantage. It really puts us quite sort of central for us to be able to run, you know, south from there as well as north from there, you know, depending on how the action is moving and how, you know, things are progressing. We also choose that specific spot because the actual bait fish is still far enough offshore for us to be able to go and dive with it, you know, in open water and actually experience the predation that takes place in all the predators that come and, you know, take part in this annual seafood buffet, so to speak. On top of that, it is definitely one of the most beautiful lodges in that whole area, you know, that we actually stay at. And we basically book out the whole lodge for the time being. It's a bit of a sardine run takeover. And the nice thing about the location as well is that it's got some spectacular hikes, for example, and waterfalls that will just take your breath away. There's so much else to do as well, you know, other than just the main event that we are there for. What sets us apart from any of the other crews out there and charters is that firstly, we really do have one of the most experienced crews on the water. There's no doubt about that. Secondly, every one of our crews launch that morning and go out on that ocean with only one vision, with only one goal, and that is to make sure that our guests had the best encounter that there was for the day. Whatever there was out there to see for that day, yes, we saw it. We also have a dedicated microlight pilot that is a spotter plane that flies up and down the coastline. We are the only operator that actually has a qualified paramedic on board every day. We're also one of the very few charters that actually carry double the amount of fuel on the boats, which means that we can physically take you twice as far, you know, if need comes to it. South Africa is always all about, you know, the big five and the game lodges, and nobody really has an idea of what goes on, you know, on our coastline and our coastal waters. You know, there are events taking place here that surpasses any other in the world, and we've got it right here. You know, it's happening here. Most South Africans don't even know it. Guests who join us on the Sardine run can expect to have the absolute best possibilities and opportunities when it comes to encounters. They can expect to be very well looked after and know that their safety really is our #1 priority. And they can expect to really have an absolutely incredible time. Instead of sitting at home like many people think, wow, that would be nice to experience, you can experience it. You can come and experience it.